Hey, my friends, how you doing? Oh, there's a little bit of my... Wait a second. There we go. Okay, now it's... That works. How are you doing? How is everybody holding up? Summertime around? Oh, let's put the chat over here. I always forget to put that over here. Hi, Leo from Netherlands. Thanks for joining. Good to have you here. Good. Yeah, so summertime is around, or not summertime, but springtime. It's warm outside, it's nice outside. But I hope you still stay at home most of the time and keep distance to other people. Because when I look at my hometown here around, like people are outside in the parks, people play, the children play with each other, no mask on, no social distance, really crazy. I don't know what's going on. People are really like... I don't know, are lured in by the sunlight, so be careful about that. Hey Kevin, thank you very much for joining. Hi Tartanza from Scotland. Hi Vina. Hi Twan from Holland. How are you doing? Thank you very much for joining. Very nice. Okay, yeah. Good. So yeah, let's start with a easy, relaxed chat, and then we go into the weekly exercise. This time it was about reflections in photography. Let's look at a little bit at the results. A lot of people have posted something, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what the people have done. But like I said, how are you holding up so far? Hi Habre or Ali. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. How Paul from Ireland. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hi, Herman from Holland. Oh, two guys from Holland. There, very nice. Okay, good. Is Holland and Netherlands the same thing? I think so. Yeah. Right. I still don't know why that is. That it has two names. I have to read up on that. Yeah. I've got a tempt. Oh yes. Yeah. I hope you, stay safe. This is a high risk job. Wow, thank you very much for taking that risk during that time and helping people. That's pretty courageous. Yeah, I'm certainly happy I can work from home at the moment. Hi Kwong from Canada. Thank you for joining. Same country, thank you. Hi Renee from Canada. Thank you very much. Yeah. My brother is a doctor too, so he also has to be out there helping people. I think at the moment he's a little bit in quarantine, at home isolation, but for legal reasons than for health reasons, because he works in Austria and Germany, and then he came back to Germany, so they said he has to stay at home for 2 weeks. I'm not sure if that's still going on, by the way, or if he's out and about again. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it can be difficult. Or with the sunshine, also in my brain, I'm thinking about traveling and going outside and going into nature, stuff like that. But we have to, stay put for a little bit more. Yeah. And by the way, I've read an interesting article about the Spanish flu. And they also, like, when the summertime came around, people went outside, and then a really big second wave came with a lot of casualties from that and stuff like that. But as bad as that was, the interesting thing is that science also thinks that maybe this prevented more cases in winter when a third wave came of the Spanish flu. So that's pretty interesting to think about that. I don't know. I certainly don't want to be one of the risk cases just going outside just because the sun is out there. You know, I go out a little bit, but I try to stay as far away of people as possible and wear a mask all the time, not just in the supermarkets, but all the time. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. That's very nice from you. Hi, H.C. Anderson from Denmark. Thank you for joining you again. Now remember the name. Yeah. It's you from Belgium. Hi. Thanks for joining. And Jim from the USA, Michigan. George from Norway. Hi, how are you doing? And Finca from Colombia. Hi. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? All right, good. Yeah. From the cold north of Denmark. Yeah, it goes up really far. Isn't it? I think it goes beyond the polar circle, right? Renee, hi. Thanks for joining. I think it is because my mother traveled there last year and she showed me on the map. For some reason, I'm not as good on the European map as I'm on, for example, the Asian map. Oh no! Oh, Denmark is down here. I confuse it with Norway. You see, like, I don't know. It's really strange. I don't know why I can't remember the countries in Europe, but then in Asia, Southeast Asia, I'm pretty good on the location of countries somehow. Maybe because I read more about these countries, stuff like that. But yeah, kind of strange. Yeah. So Norway goes, I think, beyond the polar circle. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Let's go back to the chat. Hey, Ellen from Belgium. How you doing? Hi, Frank from San Diego. Thanks for joining. Renee, not that far. Yeah, must be Norway. Yeah. Apollo Junior Film Unit. Interesting username. Is that a school or something? I don't know. From John Irwin in Slovakia in exile. Okay, that's interesting. Hi, Richard from Poland. How are you doing? All right. I really need to get better in these kind of conversation starters at the start on how to maybe ask people questions, stuff like that. I'm not sure how to do that. Oh, by the way, one thing to point out, if you have seen this, wait, I have to figure out the up here. So because people, I have to wait, turn off the sound of my windows. Because people have enjoyed the deal so much, I thought I prolong it a little bit, but now I reduce it to 50% instead of 75% for everybody who came a little bit late. So I extended it for some more days. I can't even remember for how long. Wait, 1 second, let me look. Until 23rd of April 2020. I thought maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. For people who come a little bit late, it's still a good offer, I think. Where's the chat? 1 second, sorry. All right, there we go. Hi, Richard from Poland. Hi, Frank. Okay, nice. Someone posted something. Sorry, I shouldn't do that right now. Okay, that's something else. Good. Yeah. So, right. Like I said, I need to get better at these kind of conversation starters, stuff like that. Questions would be good, but I can't think about questions. What would be a good question to ask you right now? Apart from how are you doing? I'm really bad at small talk. I'm very focused on technicalities and art and photography and all these kind of things. So small talk is really not my forte, as you would say. Hi, Aribert from Germany. Hi, Takir from Sharjah. Is that how you say that? Where is that? Is that a city? I've never heard of a country that name. 1 second. Let me check. Oh, it's in the United Arab Emirates. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much for joining. Down there. Oh, it's pretty close to Iran. Wow. Okay. I'm reading the history of Iraq right now, and my flatmate, she is from Iran. So she's from basically that region. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Lots of places. Small talk either. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Takir. Thanks for telling me. That's an interesting region. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you made 8mm films. Clockwork Bollocks cameras. I've never heard of that. Could you perhaps explain how you can use multiple gradients on one layer to do dodging and burning? I saw multiple. I saw. some YouTubers using it in Photoshop as Affinity. Yeah, I made a video about using dodge and burn, but I'm not using gradients. You basically use a brush to paint it on. Did I make a video about using multiple gradients? I think someone showed me what he's doing in chat, and I asked if I can use it for a video, and I made a video of that. I can't remember. Let me look that up real quick, and I can share it in the chat. Maybe that's interesting for everyone. If I can find it. 1 second. Multi-gradient. Did I do something like that? I did more than one gradient in a mask. So maybe that's interesting. Let's link that in the chat. And then I also did a video about dodge and burn. So 1 second. So this is the one about multi-gradient mask. Is this one? And then let's search for the other one real quick. There was, wait 1 second, dodge. There, dodge and burn. Dodge and burn. Where's the chat again? Sorry, 1 second. Dodge and burn, which is using soft light and gray values as a brush. So you can paint it on with a brush into the picture. Very intuitive. Yeah, this kind of dodge and burn you would do there to make things darker and lighter. You can do more things with dodge and burn, but this kind of area. All right. Okay. I wanted to talk about something today. Oh, this was about the reflection thing. We will talk about that when we look at the pictures. That's a better idea. Maybe we should start with that. So, because I really don't know. I have no idea how to do the small talk. I really have to think about that next time more. So let's switch over on the, wait a second. Put the chat over here, and then I switch so you can see what I'm seeing. There you go. This is my screen. Oh, I could basically, no, that's not possible. Okay, and this pops up these messages. Okay. So like I said, the exercise was up to 3 photos that use reflection creatively. And you can also edit that in Affinity Photo. You can use plugins, stuff like that, and you post it under this post in my Facebook group, as you can see here. I should link that too. If you're not a member yet, you can join. It's free, of course. There you go. That's the Facebook group. Let's post this 3 times. There you go. And I do a weekly exercise, and then we do a review in the live stream. So this time it was about reflection. I have to say, I myself didn't really have time to do the exercise. I tried it a little bit like 10 minutes ago, but not really in a great way. Sean posted several of his pictures again. By the way, I want to point out, and this is really important, you should, I mean, these are like the tasks that I'm giving. They are, I think you can do them at home. You don't have to go outside, but they should be done, especially for the exercise, and not just selecting some of your old pictures that you have done in recent years and then post them, because that would take away from the exercise, if you know what I mean. You know, so because it's like, if you do something with an exercise in mind, you do it differently, and you exactly like think about the reasoning and the kind of approach that you're taking when you are creating these pictures. And you, of course, try to do a lot of different pictures to try out different techniques and stuff like that, using the given topic for the exercise, you know. And if you just select an old picture, you have never made it with that kind of mindset and with that kind of approach as an exercise. So that's completely different, and you lose a lot of the benefits of doing it as an exercise and really thinking about what it means, how you can use it, because there's a lot of interesting creative processes. And playing around with a specific task in mind, opens up your possibilities where you see after some minutes, hey, I could have done this and that. And also, especially if you edit it afterwards or come back the next day, it gives you some more interesting kind of ideas or impressions. So it's always good to do the pictures specifically for the exercise. I have to point this out next time a little bit better. Okay, let's have a quick look at the chat. Do we have a technique for making realistic shadows in Affinity Photo? You could use the layer effect. You could, I mean, usually shadows react to the shape and to the surface they fall on and stuff like that. So the best thing probably is to paint them with the brush onto the surface and use some blend effects to do that. And I would suggest the best thing is, like, if you have to paint them on, to get a little bit into perspective and surfaces and how light works in painting, because if you have to paint them on, you have to have a certain understanding of that. And also an important thing about shadows is they are not just black and white, and they're not just darker, but they have their own kind of colors in there. Often shadows have a little bit of blue in them, they have a little bit of violet in them. You can build them up with multiple layers on painting that onto the thing that you want to put a shadow on. If you want to go as deep as that, if you just want to have a simple shadow, you can just darken that area a little bit. Okay. No. That's the downside of Facebook. People can write you and stuff like that, and then it pops up here. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let's go into looking at the picture. So, Sholu posted the first one. And I don't think he did that especially for the exercise. Maybe he did, I don't know. And this is kind of interesting because I don't know what it is, to be exact. This looks like a traffic cone, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's one of these kind of buoys that you have in the water to tell you where to... How do you say in English? Drive? Do you drive a boat? You don't sail a boat because it's a sailboat. What do you do with the motorboat? Do you drive it, or is there a different name for that? Different word for that? Anyways, it's interesting because this looks like it's floating. So, and it's a completely different reflection, and also the reflection seems to be a lot bigger than the original object. Not just different color, but different size. So that's interesting. Like, from the perspective, you would imagine that the object would be a lot larger than the reflection indicates. So that's kind of interesting to have that. Yeah. Okay. Navigate. You navigate a motorboat? Really? Is that the right word? Okay. Let's look at some of the other pictures also. Oh, and also I forgot that people should write something. I should really make a better description of the exercise. So this is by Sabine. Let's see. A small lake in the forest, 180 degrees switched. It looks a little bit like a painting, but it's only the water. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool effect where you just you take a picture of a reflection and then you reverse it, so you kind of trick the people into not knowing which is up and which is down. And of course here you have some kind of oh god, what's the English name for those? Sea roses? The German word is sea rose, Seerose? Oh, lake rose, basically. It's the German, the exact translation. I think it has a different name in English. I can't remember right now. There's some waves here, of course, also. But it's a nice technique to do this, to turn things upside down and play with the reflection. And this is also an interesting thing. If you think about reflection, it is not just a visual thing. It's also a thing of like, how can I see what we see in pictures, how we see pictures, how seeing actually works, and also this kind of questioning of existence. All these kind of things can be inside of reflection and can also be carried by a picture, like a photograph on that uses reflection. Like if you look again at the picture of Sean, his work is more questioning of. It could also be a father. Oh God, what is the English word? I have to look up the word. Sorry, my English today is kind of not so good. So what's the English word for that? Oh, it's also Fata Morgana. It's a mirage, right. So it could be a mirage, could be something else, a kind of questioning reality and existence, and what are we looking at? It's kind of this kind of Alice in Wonderland situation where things are kind of have different sizes that you would expect and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. And also here, like it's the world's upside down. You have to question what you're seeing, all these kind of things. So also in these senses, reflections can be good. So here is also a very nice trick of using color and black and white. And also this is another, you can see like reflection really leads us into questioning a lot of things about our reality and stuff like that, because in this case the reflection has the looks like reality while the reality looks like a picture, if you know what I mean. Like the one in front of the mirror is black and white and the other one has color in the mirror. So it's kind of the reverse situation basically. So that can be really interesting. It can be a really interesting use of thinking about what photography is, what a camera does. So actually, this is also an interesting question. What is a picture on its own? And what is a camera doing? Is it a reflection of reality, like showing us reality? Or is it kind of a mirage? Is it doing something completely else to us? So all these kind of things can be inspired by working with reflections. This is why this is a really interesting, it's an easy topic, it's an interesting topic. You can do a lot of things with that. Here's a picture by Daniel. Oh, by the way, the other one was also by Sabine. I forgot to point that out. It's also it's written up here, but I should say too. So this one is by Daniel. And that's a pretty cool one. Because he's standing there with the camera and his girlfriend is standing here holding the mirror. And so what we are seeing is already also a mirror picture. So there's basically two mirrors involved in this picture. And the first one you don't actually see because you're so focused on the second one. And then the second one is replacing his face with her face, which is also a nice kind of trick or way to think about these kind of face exchange photography and kind of replacing realities with the things that appear in a photograph. So there's a lot of interesting dimensions in this kind of thing. And so it's a very nice execution of that. The mirror, of course, could be held a little bit different, so the faces completely line up, but it is good as it is. So that's pretty cool. It's very nice. Maybe it's even more interesting if you immediately see that it is a reflection, you know. So let's have a quick look at the chat real quick. Oh, it's driving a boat. Okay, interesting. Good. Hi, Michael from London, or Michael. How are you doing? Hey, Jose from Spain. Hey, Dan from Holland. Ah, water lilies, really? That's what they are named. Interesting. That's interesting because lilies are completely different kind of plants. So we compare them to roses, and you compare them to lilies. So that's really interesting. Okay. There is no specific word for driving a motorboat. Oh, okay, I see it. I didn't read the full sentence. I see. Okay. Hey, Jeff. How are you doing? When we become Patreon of the upper tier, do we have access to previous Pro Packs with the discount? That is a good question. No, you have wait a second. Let me think about that. What does the question mean? You have access to these packs that you have, you would have received during the time that you have been a patron, but not the ones before that time. The reasoning for that is to kind of block abuse, where people, for example, would subscribe for 1 month or 1 day and then get all the packs at once and then just cancel their subscription and go away. And so they get everything what other people supported me a long time for. They just take it and they go off. So this is kind of a prevention for that. I'm trying to find a better, trying to find a better solution for that, where I think, like, for example, I could do it where after a certain amount of time, if you have been a supporter, you would also get access to the other packs that have been before you started becoming a supporter, because it is an added benefit if you start to support the channel. So maybe 6 months or something, after 6 months, you can say, hey, please send me the links to all of the other packs too. That would maybe make more sense. But if you do it just in 1 month or as soon as they subscribe, that would be a problem with, like, of course, people saying, hey, I get 12 packs or 15 packs or whatever. Like, as long as the time goes longer, of course, there's more packs to get. So to prevent that a little bit. This is what I mean. Yeah. Why is this? I can't read that text. Does it say something strange? You can see it in the screen anyways right now. So basically can show it. I don't think it doesn't have a link in it. Okay. Hey Etienne, how are you doing? By the way, I'm learning Spanish right now. So hola. Oh God, ¿cómo estás? Right. Yo bebe la leche. I'm using Duolingo for that. So I'm trying to learn a little bit. Yes, you can also post a picture now. I have to reload the page, but basically, I mean, actually, like the deadline is until 8 o'clock, but I'm not super strict about that. So if you want to upload a picture right now to that post here, you can. Hey Jeff, thanks for understanding. Yeah. You can also, by the way, write me an email if you're interested in a specific pack. But also, like, there was this kind of 75% off pack, which basically gives you free most of the stuff anyways. So you can write me about that if you maybe missed that. And we can, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Is it no Region? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. From Canada, Quebec. Wow, another language. Yeah. I try to learn Spanish and Chinese a little bit. Or Taiwanese, which is basically the same language. Because they have a very like connected history. Okay, you prefer the red beer? Wow, that was a long time ago. Okay, hello from France. Dumont, is that the right pronunciation, Dumont? I think there wasn't there like a famous writer? Dumont. I can't remember right now. I think there was. All right, let's go back to reviewing the pictures. Sorry. Maybe reload that if someone posted something new. There we go. Okay, so this is like an older picture, but it's really cool, from Martin. I think it's an older picture. Maybe he lives there. I don't think so. Last year. So this is an older picture. It's really nice. It uses reflection in a really nice way. And also, like, I'm pretty sure the architecture was built in that way because, and this is kind of an interesting thing. If you like, this is the interesting thing of art, that it opens up in so many different areas and dimensions. So if you think about reflections and you look into art, you will see that a lot of different art styles and art disciplines are using reflection as a medium of expression of doing some like more interesting and greater things and pointing out philosophies and stuff like that, or making it look a lot bigger, stuff like that. For example, you often have in restaurants and stuff like that they have a mirror wall, so the restaurant looks twice as big, stuff like that, and it makes you more relaxed. It is less stuffy if you have this kind of extra room around you, even though it's just a visual room, but it helps, and also it can create these amazing kind of structures and how can I say, geometric shapes, stuff like that. I would say, especially in the Islamic culture, all this kind of mathematical and geometrical shapes and combinations and oh God, what's the right name for that? They have a lot of these kind of things in their art, in their architecture, stuff like that. So that's really interesting. More, I would say, than in maybe, for example, the European culture, where we also have that a little bit, but not in this kind of like really extreme detail, basically extreme numbers of shapes and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's really interesting, and they make really great use of that. Okay, so that's a very nice picture, very interesting. Okay, here's another one. I've lived some years in Munich. So this is from the this is basically the Olympia Park. And this is kind of the crazy thing, like, you know, for the Olympic Games, they built complete landscapes and houses and stadiums and stuff like that. So this is still from the Olympic Games in Munich. I don't know when they were, but it's a long time ago. But the park is still around, and people really still enjoy the parks and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty big area. All the kind of sports stadiums and stuff is still there for the public to use, and for professionals to do their competitions and stuff like that. So it has like a long time benefit, actually, if you think about it that way. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, this is very iconic for Munich. Maybe more for the people who are from there. I'm not sure if tourists actually know about that. By the way, this back here, this is the headquarters, or maybe was, I don't know if it still is, of BMW, the car manufacturer. Yeah, which is the Bavarian Motor Factories, basically, that's the name. But the Bayerischen Motorenwerke. So Werke is like a factory, I would say. So that's the translation of their of the name. Very like simple name, actually. So yeah, also very nice. Very nice architecture of that building. Here's another one of Dream on the Road by Sean. There we go. A little bit of nudity, but it's painted, so that's maybe okay. I hope so. Okay. And yeah, maybe not show it for too long. YouTube is kind of strange about these kind of things. It's kind of strange in what time we live right now, where companies tell you what is basically good moral. So they replace governments and kind of religious institutions in deciding what you can do. It's really kind of strange, but on the other hand, they own all of the structure, so that's kind of strange too. Yeah. So, but the interesting thing about that, again, is what is reflection? How do we think about reflection? And if you think about it in this kind of artistic and philosophical way, there's a lot of things like also in movies and all these kind of things. For example, if you think about Matrix basically is a movie about the reflection of our world in a digital way, where they just made basically a copy. And is also this comparison between the real world and the dream world. But basically we could say that the dream world also is a reflection of our real world, because we dream about things we experienced before. So all these kind of things are pretty interesting. And also another dimension, by the way, of reflection is, if you think about what is reflection, it's basically that a light falls onto something and then it falls back into your eyes, which happens basically with everything. And this also happens, of course, with surfaces of everything. So basically a reflection is when light comes back from a surface, but if you have another surface where you don't necessarily see an image, like for example my shirt, stuff like that, this surface has a color. And also has a different kind of surface. This is why you can't see a reflection in it. But if you think about it, you can see the color because only a certain part of the light is coming back, is reflected back from this kind of surface. So this calls into question. And by the way, science still doesn't really know how this works. The shirt could be yellow, but it could also be green. We don't really know, because you could either say, everything is taken out of it, but the yellow, or the other way around. You know, the yellow is swallowed, so the rest is there. You know what I mean? I'm okay. That's a bad explanation because I'm not sure 100% on how that works. But I remember a colleague of mine. He wrote his thesis about that. But the interesting thing about that is that. There's another dimension that we don't know, does this have actual color? And this is also a question, or do we just see the color, but there isn't actually any color? It's just how we kind of think about it, or like our brain says, yes, this is yellow. So we see it as yellow, but you don't know, because actually light is nothing else than radiation, you know, like any other kind of radiation, like heat, for example. Or like if you think about sound waves, for example, you hear like high pitches and low pitches, stuff like that, but you wouldn't identify them with a shape or a color. Some people do, and some people don't. But with color, we have a specific identification where we say, yes, that's yellow, that's green, and stuff like that. But in the end, it is just radiation. Also brightness. Are things bright or not? I don't know. Because if you look at your hand in infrared, it's of course shining bright, because in infrared it does have brightness of the heat, which is also kind of a light wave, but in a length we can't see. Infrared is kind of part of light, so your hand is emitting light basically, but we can't see it. So basically, what we interpret as darkness and brightness and colors is basically, you could say, black and white and complete pitch black darkness around us, but our brain tells us, well, this is brightness and it has nice colors and we like these colors sometimes, you know? So it's really strange. It's really interesting. And the interesting thing is we don't really have a finite answer to this. So yeah, that was a really going really far away from what reflections do. Okay, sorry. But it can be interesting, you know, to think about these kind of things. What do we have here? This is an interesting picture. I think that's an actual cosplay of, this is, by the way, this is called cosplay. If you hear that word somewhere, cosplay means that you play a character from a book, from a movie, from a, I don't know, comic series, animation series, video game, stuff like that. Decided to fill with some details. Jedi. This is me in a Jedi costume. Ah, okay. Tanya. Okay, that's Tanya in a Jedi costume. Background from Unsplash. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Simply because I was unable to get out and about a suitable photograph background. Transforming the photo into a sci-fi scene. That's pretty cool. That's a really good edit. And so, okay. This is not an actual reflection. So that's interesting. It looks pretty. I thought at first it is an actual reflection, but the lightsaber goes in the wrong direction. You see, because the reflection should be equal. You know, if the one goes down, the other one needs to go up. So that's an interesting thing. A little bit of a mistake, or maybe not a mistake. Maybe this is part of the story that's in the picture. Could also be. But that's very well done, I have to say. That's really nice. Also, by the way, to point out, this is an interesting thing about reflection is, reflection basically means that you're looking beyond the surface of where the reflection comes from. So what that means is, if you are standing on something that is mirroring you, you would look onto the other side as if this was a glass surface and another person was stuck to the lower part. So that means you would see the other person from below. From this kind of angle from below, if you know what I mean. So in this case, also the reflection needs to be bent a little bit into shape, and also if you just copy an image upside down, it never has the qualities that an actual reflection would have been, but you can still like simulate it a little bit, but it has to be bent a little bit into the other direction. If that was a good explanation, I don't know. Yeah, we can look at it afterwards. Maybe I can draw it out in Affinity Photo. Is it still interesting, or am I really boring everybody with my explanations? I'm the Jedi in the costume I made. Oh, hey! Hi! You are here. That's very nice. Hi, world traveling from Germany. Thank you, Lowlands from Denmark. Thank you. Hi, Maria Giovanna from Italy. I remember your name from last time. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, pretty cool. Okay, very nice. It's interesting. That's good. That's good to know. Let's go on to the... Or let me really quick show you. By the way, this is the picture I came up with. Really crappy, but I only had like some minutes because I really didn't have any time. So, this is switching over here. 1 second. I will show you really quick. There we go. So let's make this white as the background. And let's say, so here you have basically the surface. Where's my, there you go. So the interesting thing is, let's make the surface blue. And then we put a shape here and make this maybe pink. And then we put another shape below that. It's the same size like that. And make this maybe a little bit darker pink. Okay, and so if your eye is over here, like here, for example, like that. So, and now we need some arrows, like so. Is this an arrow? Yeah, it is. All right, so the interesting thing is, let's make this arrow maybe blue. Okay, we can't see that. Let's maybe make it green. So the interesting thing is how reflection works is that, okay, this is more complicated than I thought. So let's see, the light goes here. So this is the reflective surface, of course. So the light goes down here and then it basically comes up in the same degree. I'm not like copying the degree 100% right now. I'm just showing you kind of a little bit how that goes. So this goes up here. And so basically, let's make another, 1 second. Let's make this blue. So basically what you're seeing is, let's turn this around to the other side like that. I think I did it wrong. Anyways. Let's go here. That's good enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. We have to, no, I want to prolong that. There we go. Okay. Oh, come on. Good. Okay, so if you have in the reflection, you see the face up here. So if you take a photograph, wait, we need another arrow. Sorry. We need one more arrow. And then we can explain all of this. Let's bring this up here. So this is the other arrow. There we go. Okay, this is like orange or something. Good. So if you take a photograph, you take the photograph like straight on into the face of the person. So it goes this direction. But if you have a reflection, and the reflection is down here, the light goes down here and then comes up again. And this looks exactly the same as if this would be glass and you would look down here into that area. And you can see if you look down straight in that area, it also goes in the different area. And that means, and you would say, well, this, you have to be wrong because you are looking at the crotch, you're not looking at the face. But the reason for that is because for your perspective, of course, the reflection is also stretched into like shortened, you know, as a reflection. Depending on where you stand, it can also be prolonged, stuff like that. So you would look at the face like that, but through like a glass surface. You know what I mean? Also, I think probably it's wrong because my arrows are not reflecting the right angles here. So, but you know what I mean. So if you have a reflection, it's like looking through a surface. And so in this case, you wouldn't look at the face like face on. You would look at it from below in the reflection. So that's interesting in the sense of how different it actually is. Isn't that important most of the time. Of course, we can be easily tricked into thinking it's a reflection because we are seeing it upside down anyways. But technically, that's how it works visually, you know. And this also, it helps you a little bit in understanding how you would stretch the reflection depending on the original. You know what I mean? So that it's a little bit shorter and a little bit bent to the side and stuff like that. So it's not the exact like upside down thing. That's what I'm saying with that. All right. Oh, here we have, is this an actual reflection? I think so. Here we can figure out here if this is an actual reflection, should we? Or can we not? I don't know. Should be, right? Or is it not? I have no idea. Okay. There's no explanation. That's a pretty cool picture. Is it an HDR picture? Or when I first saw this picture, I thought this is a 3D rendering because of there is so much editing in here and stuff that it looks like a 3D rendering. But this tree, for example, looks like we are seeing it from below, not from up here. So I think this is an actual reflection in here. Yeah. Interesting. By the way, you can also see here, I really hope this is a real reflection, otherwise I'm making a fool of myself, but you can see here that the reflection doesn't start with the start of the surface, of the reflective surface, but it starts in the midpoint between you and the original object. So you can see here the distance here is not equal between here and here, but it's equal between this window and that window. So the line, the reflection line is somewhere here in the middle. It's not here where the surface starts. That is what I mean. Yeah. So you don't always stick it exactly to the surface. You know what I mean? Yeah. And of course, in this case, you wouldn't see the walkway because it's flat on the ground, so it doesn't reflect in the surface. It has to be higher than the surface, so you are able to see that. Let's see. What's the chat saying? Looks like a 3D rendering. Yeah, I was thinking as much. Yeah. No, I don't think it's a 3D rendering. I think it's just an HDR picture and some additional editing. Maybe this is also done with Lightroom because it has like Lightroom has a certain feel of how colors look. And this has this kind of feel a little bit. I'm not sure. But it's very nice. Yeah. No, don't worry about forgetting about the foreshortening. That's okay. Yeah. That's completely okay. Yeah. I think the bigger giveaway is the direction of the lightsaber, because that should go in the other direction. That's probably the bigger giveaway. But this is a very nice edit. It's very cool. It has a very like painting quality to the colors. Very nice. Okay, so what do we have here? From Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Thank you very much for posting that. Black and white. That's pretty interesting. What does he write? Taken as the sun went down in the evening. Photo 1. Oh, there's more photos. Oh, there's another photo. Okay, pretty cool. Like nice. This is also an interesting thing, especially you have in this case it's black and white, but with chrome and stuff like that, is how the surface is bending around the shape. And the interesting thing is that because, like for example, with chrome, you wouldn't be able to see the surface because of all the kind of, how can I say it? That's a stupid explanation right now, but because of all the reflectiveness, you wouldn't see the surface. But basically, the only thing that makes you able to see the surface is the way that reflections bend and how you know that how it would actually look, and you can compare it to how it looks now. And so you can see edges and you can see the surface on its own, how it's bent, the roundness and stuff like that. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Like you can see here with the tree and stuff like that. So your brain says a tree doesn't look like that, and so it's bent in a certain way. And so if it would look like that, but it now looks like that, the surface has to be bent in that kind of way, because if that wouldn't be there, you would not be really able to tell how strong the bend is in the surface. So that's pretty interesting. It's a very interesting quality of reflections. Also a nice picture, by the way. There we have the second one with some nice whiskey colored light. So that's pretty nice. Or is it cognac? I don't know. Do they have the same color? There we go. Saber. So so you're calling it towards your hand. Mantulo. I see. Okay, interesting. So the saber is a bit bigger because it should be like it's meant to be closer to the camera. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, awesome. So also very nice here with the reflections. Also nice that like the reflection has more sharpness than the background where the picture is actually coming from. Or maybe it's not coming here from this background, but more from a tree that's standing on the side. But it's pretty cool to have that and the sunlight here. So that's a very nice combination of different elements of reflection and reality and blur and sharpness in the picture. So that's really cool. Thank you very much for posting them. It's pretty nice. What else do we have? Oh, wait, I have to refresh to see if there are more pictures because this was the last picture before also. From Linda. There we go. Aha, interesting. Is that Christmas? What kind of decoration is that? It looks Christmassy from the colors that I used in the light. But probably from a region in the world where it's kind of summer around Christmas, stuff like that. It looks pretty warm. Yeah, it's very nice. Pretty cool. You could maybe do some more with the editing to bring out the light quality in this kind of like down here. That looks pretty cool, and up here it's losing it a little bit compared to the daylight. So maybe a bit more editing. Also, maybe remove the trash bin here. That would be a good idea, maybe. And here you can see a little bit of this kind of effect of this house is a little bit shorter, and you see it from below rather than head on. So that's pretty interesting. Very nice. And you can see also that the bends, they go basically in the same way, but in the other direction. You know, so this goes up here to the left side, and this also goes to the left side. So that's pretty interesting. But upside down, you know, so that's why I said into the other direction. Yeah. It's very cool. Yeah. Okay. We had a lot of pictures. Thank you very much. Day becomes night. Oh, wait a second. Is this the same photograph taken at 2 different times and then combined? Because like a reflection is darker because of like it loses a little bit of light while doing the reflection, so it's darker. But this actually is probably nighttime and this is evening. I didn't even see that, so that's pretty cool. Interesting. You could make that, if it's 2 pictures combined with editing, you could make that a little bit more apparent that these are different daytimes in the picture. Maybe make the upper part a little bit warmer and more daylight looking, and the lower part a little bit cooler, maybe a little bit of blue in there for the nighttime, stuff like that. And maybe make the lights a little bit more like have this kind of glow around them. So you really have like a stronger comparison between day and night. That could be really interesting. So, okay, cool. I didn't see that. Very nice. All right. So much for that. What does the chat say? I want to send a photo but cannot find where to load it. You click here on comment and then here on attach a photo. You see this little photo icon here? This should also work on your phone. And then you can post a photo here as a comment below the... oh, do you not know where the... Wait, I will post the link in the video description. Sorry, in the chat. So this is the post under which the images go. Okay, cool. So let's look at my work, which is really bad this week. I really didn't have much time to do that. First of all, I thought maybe I take a dish and put some water in it and then photograph the sky, but it didn't look great. And then I thought what kind of reflective surfaces I have in my house, and I just came up with the mirror in the bathroom, and I thought I could like just halve an object and then reflect it in the mirror. And I thought maybe it could be interesting if you remove that part here, so it becomes a whole citrus fruit again. So let's do this real quick. We have our in-painting brush here, and we just need to go over. I should maybe make it a little bit bigger. I have sent, you see, I just to explain this, let's delete this again. I create a pixel layer, And then I set my in-paint brush tool to current layer and below. And so this paints it onto a new layer instead of just on the original image. So let's paint onto this here. So it removes that part. If that works, kind of. Okay. And then we can do the same thing up here. Can remove some of this stuff here, whatever that is. And then down here, so you can see that's pretty easy to do, to remove the seam of the mirror. And now we basically have a full citrus, or a half citrus fruit again. Yeah, of course, like there is my bathroom background, doesn't make sense, like the illusion is getting lost in that kind of situation. But basically, I think you could do something really interesting with that if you spend some more time, like not this picture, just the idea of like combining two halves in a mirror and then making it into something that is one thing, and it looks in the picture like it is one thing. You could do that, probably use it in a lot of interesting ways. For example, you could stick something to the surface and make it look like it's levitating or stuff like that if you remove the seam afterwards and it's just sticking onto the mirror. I think this is also used in a kind of some magic tricks and stuff like that where they use mirrors, and it looks like there is less or more room than there actually is. So I don't know. Like I said, not the greatest thing that I came up with, but I just had some minutes, so for that it's probably not too bad. Yeah. All right. Sorry for not taking more time at this exercise. Okay. We can do some Instagram edits if we want to now. And yeah, that's probably, let's see what the chat says. You could also, oh, now the photo is up. Okay, cool. Let's see. You could also combine different things, of course. Doesn't have, you could like do, like take many pictures, multiple pictures, and then half of it is an orange and half of this is citrus fruit or stuff like that. I don't know. Or combine it, like you can, like if you work with a, oh, why didn't I think about that? I should have just used a tripod, and then you just like do something like go like this on one side of the mirror and go like this on the other side of the mirror. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay, well, next time. Anyways, you can do a lot of cool things with mirrors and reflections. So this the reason for the exercise that I didn't do myself. Okay. Where's the picture? Oh, there we go. Hey, that's a nice picture. Oh, it's two pictures actually. Let's look at this here with the text. I'm sitting in a taxi in Dubai and take the photo. Oh, nice. Okay. So everything we see basically is a reflection of the surface of a building. And you're driving in the taxi, taking the picture. Oh, there we can see the hand and the camera, stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. Very nice. Very cool. Interesting picture. Also interesting use of reflections. Like you can do so many things and you've refined so many things in reflections, especially because our architecture today is really in love with glass and reflective surfaces of any kind. So yeah, you can do a lot of cool things with that. Let's have a look at the other picture. That's also very cool. With a kid, I would say sitting in the bath. That's pretty nice. Very nice. And this kind of blur, it's kind of like it is, you look at it and it looks like it tells a little bit of a story or something, you know, where the reflective part is fading away a little bit. Looks like that this is kind of the kid fading into a dream or something like that. So that's pretty interesting. And like I said, this is, you can do so much with reflections and what they inspire in our mind when we see them. So yeah, that's a very nice picture. Also very nice editing of the picture. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, by the way, when I look at this picture, I made a whole video. I have never posted it. I made it like 2 weeks ago or something about why didn't people smile in older pictures and why do they smile now in pictures? Because the the purpose of photography has changed so much over time, and the way we think about pictures, especially in our society, has changed a lot. So I should post that someday in the Facebook group. So yeah. This is, by the way, if you think about joining the Facebook group, I post stuff there that I wouldn't post on my channel, because the channel should be focused on the tutorials. But then inside of the group, I do more of the other things that I can't do on my channel. So I have a bit more of artistic freedom inside of the channel. Inside of the Facebook group to talk about these kind of topics, stuff like that. Yeah. Also, I have these kind of labels here, by the way. I often forget to use them. For example, here you have live stream, and these are not these live streams you're watching right now. These are these kind of mini live streams. So if you click at that, you should get, oh, there we are. You see, these are these mini live streams I do, mostly half an hour. As you can see here, I talk about different topics. Sometimes I have a title. So here's about philosophy. This is about anxiety problems as an artist, which is very common. I don't know what I talk about here. I should add a title. There's Lolo, my cat. There we go. He has anxiety sometimes. Yeah. He's a bit of a strange cat, but more lovely because of it. So, all right. Let's go and do some cool editing. Hopefully. Maybe it ends up as something that's not great at all, but let's see. I hope we get something good today. Okay, let's go on to Unsplash and see what the Unsplash gods give us tonight. What we can use creatively to create something. And by the way, I need to post, I haven't even posted the pictures of last week on Instagram. So what is this? Oh, I thought about, I want to do one of these photos where I already made one with a bear, like a giant bear, with a guy who is walking. This could be interesting with the car here. Maybe with a car, maybe a fish. Let's see, fish. Do you have that? You look at pictures and you think, that's like, that could be something. There we have a fish. And it's black. The background is black. So that's pretty helpful here. Maybe we can use that to just put the fish on here in the sky. There's some trees here, but maybe we can remove them or put them to the side. Let's play around with that. Yeah, let's... By the way, you always see my old folders here and stuff. There is one here, it's called Space Sniffer. This is something I really can suggest. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked by this. I just want to show you for a second. It's called Space Sniffer. And this is a little program. It's even portable. And you can download it. And it shows you like everything on your disk and how big a folder is, how much space it takes. And you can click on it and see the content of that folder. And I use that ever so often if my disk is full to find the offending folders. Sometimes I had an old project that takes like 30 gigabytes and I can just delete it because there's some stuff in it I don't know. Sometimes programs forget to remove installers, stuff like that. So you shouldn't outright delete installers that are still there. Look for an online solution on what to do about that. But this is really, really useful. Let me post that, especially for media creators. You always run out of space. It's always good to know where that space is going. So this is called Space Sniffer. It's a free, I think even open source program. I'm not sure, but it's a freeware. So that's good. All right, let's have a look what we can do with our car. Where's the car? This is wrong. Wrong folder. There we have our night scene. Let's put this like that. And then we have our fish. We could potentially also find another picture that we can mix with the fish. There we go. Maybe someone standing there is better interacting with the fish. But let's go with this for the second. I will remove the black, or maybe I can't. Well, let's see. I will just use here my source ranges, source layer range, like that, because the fish is bright and the background is dark, so I should potentially be able to just mask this out that way. There we go. It's a pretty good mask. It would be nice if I could resize this so I get a better like handle on what I'm doing here. That's good enough. Okay. So you can see like in seconds you have just a fish without a background because the background is black, so that's pretty nice. I thought like it looks mysterious that you have a car here with nobody inside and an open door, but I kind of feel like it should be, there should be someone standing, interacting with the fish, maybe looking up into the sky. Let's see. Look into sky. Let's see if we find something good. Standing. Maybe that guy here, and then we have this kind of, or maybe this. I will copy this over just to see how it looks. Is that interesting? We need to make the fish appear more in the background. If we use that, more like in the sky. It's kind of interesting if I copied over that the blue is completely lost. Not sure why that happens right now. Doesn't happen here. So this could be interesting, but then we need to kind of resize the fish. Not so good. The good thing here is that it is, you can see the photographer is standing on a vantage point because we are looking down onto the guy here, while here, I mean, we also look down, but not as much. And this is like, basically we would see the fish from below, and unless the fish is swimming onto at the camera. So fish with the reflection in the ground, but then we have the problem of this water effect, so that's probably not the best idea here. Point at sky. It doesn't. Pointing. No. Come on, give me something good. Let's see here, nature is. This is just nature, so this doesn't like. It's not a sub-selection of standing. This may be interesting here, but there's not that much space for the fish. We could stretch the sky a little bit. Maybe that's not too bad. And then we have a colorful fish and a gray picture. Or we make both of them gray. Oh, I deleted the fish. That's not a good idea. So we can stretch the sky a little bit. So that kind of works because he's looking up. Maybe we should try that. Let's place this here. There we go. So let's make it like this. And then rasterize this. And then let's hide the fish for a second. I will simply select this part and then stretch it up. Yeep. There we go. That should basically look good enough. Of course, Affinity Photo is making a line here. So I take the InPaint brush. I can see I click here once, and then I go to the other side, hold Shift and click a second time. And this makes a straight line between the 2 points. And so I have deleted all of that. I don't have to go with my mouse in squiggly line or stuff like that. I just click twice. You can also do it with a brush, by the way. You can see here, I take my brush, click once, hold Shift, and then click. And as long as you hold Shift, it's making lines. You can also do, like, use that to create designs or stuff like that. So that's a little quick little trick you can do. Okay, I shouldn't move the picture. Let's lock that. We can delete the other parts. Don't need that anymore. All right. So now the fish doesn't look as selected anymore because our background now has a different color. So what we can hopefully do, yes, I can just hold Control and click. So this will create a selection here. And now I should be able to go inside here, selecting the layer first, of course. 1 second, I will duplicate this just to be safe. So I select this, click on the cogwheel. I click here on reset, so this gives me everything again. And then I use my selection tool to add these parts that I don't want to be holes in my selection. And now I can go in here and say I want to shrink my selection a little bit so you can see here what it's doing. You can go finer detail like that, for example. And then, so it's a little bit smaller than it should be. And then I go feather, which blurs it, and this makes it again a little bit bigger. Click on apply. And now when I create a mask, I should have technically a nice selection. That is a little bit too big still. So let's go back here and shrink our selection even more. Like that maybe. Apply. Create a mask. Why is it not doing what I wanted to do? Oh, because I'm an idiot. That's the reason. We are doing the selection is the wrong way around. So we have to invert the selection and we have to hide the other fish and then create a mask. And now it's also not working because it was right the first time. Oh my God. So much fail right now. 1 second. So, okay, now we have it the right way around and now we hide the background and now we make the selection. And that's not too bad. Let's go back once more and make the selection a little bit bigger again. Oh, my cat woke up and wants into the room. 1 second. Let's see. Boom. How is that? That's a good selection. Very nice, very soft. I'm back in 1 second. Komm, Lolo. Schatzi. Komm mal her. Du altes Nazi. Komm her. Oh, there we have Lolo. There we go. Lolo. Schau. Da ist die Kamera. Schau. Da. So many. Ah. He's always immediately crying. If he wakes up and he doesn't see me for 5 seconds, he starts to cry and he needs to see me immediately. Okay, enough. Good. Let's go back to work. Good. So here we have our fish and something doesn't work right now. 1 second. There we go. I basically think this could be it. Should we do anything more? I'm kind of happy with what it is right now. I mean, it's just a guy looking at a fish, but I kind of feel like, do we need something more? We could do some kind of effect down like back there, but we don't really have to. Like this kind of wavy effect that I have created in another picture. Wait a second, where's my Instagram? Let's see, just to show you. We have done this in the past. Where's the picture? With the fish. No, that can't be here. These are the ones I created outside of the stream. That's the one. You can see we did this kind of wavy thing here behind the fish that's swimming through the city. Not sure if we need this here. We could also like give everything a color, or we could recolor the fish in just one color. Let's, for example, click here and recolor, put it just on the fish, and then we could maybe like do a blue fish or what. I don't know. Let's desaturate that a little bit. But I feel like having just the fish there with the original colors is pretty nice, or it's kind of, it's very simple, but I feel like it's, or wait, where's the chat? I should, if I ask question, also look at the chat. Try something to make it as if the man is levitating the fish. How would I do that? How would I would have to add a hand here or something, but I don't know. Liquefy the back of the fish to stretch it out, or what? To make these kind of stripes, or I don't know. So what is the rest saying? Oh, Jeff, you have to go. Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I always confuse the way the selection is around. I really think that these kind of programs should give you like an indicator, like a little marker, like maybe with this classic red and green, like just on two sides of the selection, so you know this is the inside, this is the outside, because if you zoomed in, you have no idea which is in, which is out. Make it waves. Like a wave effect, liquefy the fish? I don't know. We could try to like on the fish, wave effect on the fish. Let's duplicate this real quick. We can delete the other one. Don't need that anymore. We can rasterize that. Rasterize and trim. So now it's just the fish. And then we could like distort, twirl. Is it twirl? I never use these effects, to be honest. Oh no. Oh. Party fish. I don't know what that's doing. We have to hide the other fish. So this is like a twirl, so that doesn't help us really. Perspective, pinch and punch, spherical, ripple. The hell? Okay. That looks very strange. Oh, there we go. Okay, these are like super ripples. So it's just a little, no, that doesn't look good. That's not exactly what we want to do. Like that would be a good question. Like if you have something you want to make it look like as if it is a dream, how would you like do that to make it more dreamlike? Make it a little bit transparent maybe, or something. Like let's see if we make this a little bit transparent, a little bit ghosty. Or if it fades from the side. Like you could, for example, if you create a gradient like that, let's paint a gradient here, and then I make it radial, And then we can make it, for example, in the middle black, and then outside we make it white. And then you can say mask this to below. And now it's gone. That didn't work. Okay, let's make two sides black and make one side the opacity lower. Like so. And now, why is the other fish gone? I think I did something. Let's rasterize and trim this again. There we go. So now if I mask this to below, yeah, it's going the wrong way, but you know what I mean, and you can still move this around. That's actually not too bad. That looks a little bit dreamy. Not in the way I'm doing it right now. Wait, we have to move this. That's kind of nice. We can also, I have my brushes here. I downloaded. Do I still have them? Clouds by Mia. So let's see what this does. So let's make a new layer on top of that, and then we need white as our color, and we need of course a brush, white brush. No. We probably need the other one for the fog. Do I still have the fog brush oil? Fog here. Yeah, but that's too big. 1 second. That's too small. Yeah, that doesn't look like much. Maybe this one. Yeah, that's not too bad. So we have this. Maybe put a second one on a second layer. Let's make this a selection. Invert it. And then I apply HSL to that guy here. And then I desaturate. Does this do anything? Yes, it does. Okay. So you can see I desaturate, but only the outer parts of the fish. So like that. Oh, there's the second. You can see this makes a line here. So we have to erase that a little bit. We need a normal brush, basic brush, soft. Where's the line again? Up here. So let's soften this a little bit. Okay, there we go. So the reason why I desaturate this is if the thing goes into the fog, it should have less contrast, but also less color a little bit. So now it has less color and it seems a little bit more realistic, I would say. Can even desaturate it a bit more. I think this looks more like it's actually there in the sky, right? Like we actually see a goldfish swimming around in the sky. Should we blur it up here a little bit maybe? We could apply to the fish, where is it? Depth of field, adjustment, radius, just a hint, up here. Make that a little bit smaller. So the effect is a bit too harsh. Is there Why? Okay. Like that. What do you think? Turn it 180 degrees? Oh, the whole picture to see if it works? Like that? Still looks good to me. It goes a little bit close to the edge maybe here. We could move everything a little bit down. And a little bit over maybe. Oh. Move this down and then only move the fish over. Like so. Let's go here to our crop tool and turn on the thirds. Yeah, it's okay. But it's pretty okay. Let's rotate it again. The fish is a little bit like sideways, right? Let's rotate the fish a little bit. Like so. And also the mouth is either it has something bright here on the nose or something. I don't know. It looks like the mouth is open. So maybe we want to hide that. Let's take the in-paint brush real quick. There we go. Problem solved. I mean, yeah. Hi, Carl. Thanks for joining. Don't worry, Roland. You can still watch everything before in the recording of the live stream, so don't worry. Thank you very much, Roland. Go to the sphere filter. The sphere filter. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. We could apply some... What is the... Wait a second. Sphere filter? Distort? Shear? Sphere... You mean spherical? That one? Let's merge everything so we can apply the filter to everything. Oh, spherical. But it's like... just like this kind of bulb effect here. And this bends the guy too, or makes the fish a little bit bigger, but can move this around. I don't think we actually need that for the picture. But we can apply our good old gradients. That's a good idea. Where are my mythical gradients? There we go. Boom. Let's see. I mean, I like it as it is with our black and white. But it never hurts to try. Soft light. Let's rotate that a little bit. That's kind of nice. The blue one is also nice, right? Oh, there's another. Did I? I moved the thing. 1 second. Let's stretch this up here so it covers everything. And this we blended in. What? Why is the effect still there? Oh, because I rendered it. Okay. So I have to render it again, or I don't have to render it. We don't want to apply effect to it, so that's good. Does this actually make a difference? It actually does make a difference. Okay, that's nice. That one is nice. That one is nice. A little bit warmer. We could maybe also turn this around like so. So we have like the warmer, you can see it goes from a darker to a lighter area. So we have the lighter area in the upper part. Although no, I think now it's the other way around. So it was the right way in the first place. Let's make another thing, another one. And there I use the gradients from Sun Glow, but what do we have? Lightly colors, just the colors. 1 second, soft light. Because then we have one color, like connecting everything. It doesn't have a gradient on it. Well, I think like this kind of bluish is nice. Also the other one here, which makes it look a little bit more ghostly. So that could be something, right? Let's go in here again. We had this one or these darker ones here. Oh, I'm on the wrong gradient. This one, or there was another one, makes it a little bit more blue. I think this one. What is it if we combine both? Also not bad. Is that too much? Reduce this a little bit. Like so. Is that good or? Teal on the background. That could, yeah, that's a good idea. To make the background more teal. That's actually a good idea that I apply this, the other one to the background and not to the fish. We have it more like this. Maybe also with the other one, let's see. Ah, but this is nice when it darkens the foreground a little bit. Do you think that's good, like so? Let's turn these off and then make a merge visible and then turn them on again so you can see the before and after. So this is with it, this is without it. I think the strange thing is when I turn this on, the fish looks slimmer. It looks like it's kind of skewed for some reason. And when I turn it off, the fish looks fatter, right? It looks rounder if it's like that. But I feel like this looks better, right? Has a little bit more substance to it. But should we leave it like that and do the next picture? Is that a good idea? What is this? What is it? Is there a chip? Oh, there's a chip in my glass. Oh my god. Okay. Dark one is better. Okay. So let's keep it like that and do the next picture. So we get some more pictures done. Instagram. I haven't saved the last ones here. That's interesting. So last time, I don't even know how many pictures we did. Last time I think we did 2, but then before in the other string we also did 2 or 3. I don't know. So let's make a new folder here. And then I put it in here. Let's call it 01. I can renumber it later. Fish in the sky. Good. There we go. So first one done. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what else inspires us so we don't linger too much on one picture. We could do something like night sky stuff, more colorful thing. Also, this was a lot of fun to do. By the way, I have these kind of time lapses that you can also watch in the on the Instagram. You can see there's like in quick sped up way what I did there. All right, let's go on and see what else we find on Instagram. Let me also post the link. Like I said, the dealio is still going on. I like it ended on the 14th. I let it run until tonight, and then now I changed it to 50% off instead of 75% off because I wanted to prolong the deal a little bit until the 23rd for people who are coming late to that. Okay, just so you know what's going on, and this is why I have this kind of banner up here on the side of my stream. On this side, I always I have to mirror my camera sometime, so I am not always confused with what is going on. All right, enough talk. Let's see what else we can find here. So the first one was pretty interesting. What is this? Floating rock in the sky. Next one. Okay, let's try and see what else we can do here. I mean, this is nice. We can do something with that maybe. I'm not sure if I can do that. This would be cool if like you put a door there that's opening or something, you know? But I'm not sure if I can do that. How would we do that? You have to cut out the part. It's like we could try, right? Is that interesting? We could try that. Let's find a picture of a door. I just want to try it for a second. If it doesn't work, doesn't matter. But we need an open door, and it has to have the right angle. So that's probably the bigger problem here. Because this is the wrong angle. If you look at the back, this is like skewed a little bit to the side. We could change the perspective, but then also the content is changing in perspective, and that's probably, but we can mark this. Let's see. Why is everybody photographing doors head on? Come on, guys. What is this? That's strange. Okay. Okay, another idea. A fridge door, because probably a fridge door is photographed more from the side. Or not. Maybe I'm wrong. What was this again? But this is also like doesn't work at all because we need the full door. This is the most of the door is in black, so that's not a good idea. Okay, let's look here. Door again, or window. It could also be a window, but I feel like a door is makes more sense. 1 second, let me look here if we see something. And it has to be an open door. So there's a lot of requirements here. And the nice door, not like that. I'm not sure what happened here. Or maybe something else we could put on there? I'm not sure. I don't think we find the right picture here. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's do something else. Would be interesting, but I don't think I find the right things that we need here. The hell, they have such really strange pictures sometimes. Is this a mirror she's holding or something? I don't know. Oh, it's a nice effect. Okay, cool. It's also nice here. Double exposure kind of thing. I don't want to take too much time to find something. What's the chat saying? 1 second. For some stone arches. Yeah, but how would I integrate the stone arch into the back? Is this... Oh no, I thought this is... Who is the guy from Mission Impossible? He did this kind of film. These are some cool pictures here. I have no idea what to do with them. I feel like this picture and this picture would mix well. But not in square, but it has to be like a long format picture, like here, like this one, and then you just expose this on top of that. Looks like it could be something cool, but not sure about that. And also it's kind of too simple, maybe. There's a lot of interesting pictures here with this kind of astronaut guy. Oh, come on. Come on, Unsplash, give me something. I need something cool. Please. This is kind of nice here. Wow, okay. Wait. Where's the astronaut? No, this is something else. If we had some levitating objects maybe around him, is that interesting maybe? But then we would kind of cut out elements and stuff like that. But yeah, maybe download this guy here. We can play around with that. So let's put him into this picture here. Downloads. There we go. So if that guy. Or we could just use him and do some glitch effects on him. Maybe that could also be interesting. It could be cool. Stuff like that. So we can play around with him. That's, I think, a good start. Let's go over to Pixabay. And let's see. Camera. Cut out PNG if we have that. If I can write. Do we have some stuff here like that? No? This is Shutterstock, doesn't help us. Why doesn't it? Like the idea was that I can just, let's see, let's go to Google real quick. We don't have to use the picture, but just like, let's see. Camera PNG. Those are not too great. Let's take this for example. Is this a cutout? Download PNG, that looks like a PNG. Oh god, you have to log in, really? What is that? Fave PNG. 1 second. Okay. So I made an account there. So the idea basically was that you can, this is maybe a little interesting trick to show here. For example, now you have this and we can place it into the picture. And then what you can do is, I mean, this is like, doesn't really look perspectively. It would be better if this would go back into this space. You know what I mean? Maybe let's, just for the sake of argument, make it a little bit like that. Okay. So the idea here is now you can go here and say you want to have a blur like that. Just blur it. It's like so. And then what you do is you apply, you could also like just paint on it with your brush. You can see here, take my normal round brush and I can now paint on that in black. Reduce the opacity a little bit. Hardness 0. Okay, good. So when I now paint on that, you can see that I can make it like, try to make it appear as if some of the parts are more in a distance and some are more close to the camera. And you can make an effect where it looks like, okay, this doesn't look at all like it. 1 second. Let's undo this. Make a gradient like so. And the gradient needs to be black, from black to white, of course, like this. And you can see now that works a bit better. And this actually influences the blur that I've created in the background with my Gaussian blur effect, as you can see. And we can reduce the effect a little bit, like so. And so this gives more of the impression that some of the parts are closer to camera, some of them are further away. And you can, if you do several of these objects or just with one of them, you can make the appearance as if stuff is floating in midair in front of the person. Doesn't work too great with that because this isn't at an angle at all. It's just like flat on the ground, so that's maybe a problem. Would have to find some, let's go here, camera. If we find something better. This one maybe is better. Very old schooly camera, but still. Hasselblad. Isn't there any new camera, please? Let's enter DSLR. Maybe that's better. Like, let's take this one, for example. This goes into space. Oh, Maria. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining. So let's delete that. You see, even if I skew it perspectively, we don't have the lower part of the camera. We don't see the bottom of the camera, so it doesn't really make much difference here. But with this one, it's already in perspective, like going back into fleeting into this perspective, basically. So now, if I do it like that, of course, we do have a little bit of the problem that the guy is in focus. So probably we have to have the blur in front and make this part sharp to make more sense to what we see in the picture. But now if I apply the blur again, live filter, we can even create a lens blur here. So it's a bit more realistic. So like that. And then again, if I now use my gradient, like so, and again, it has to go from white to black. So from completely transparent to not transparent at all. Let's go the other way around. So this probably looks a bit better. Let's take this picture, duplicate it, and then we rasterize it. And then we go to filters, blur, and then average. So this gives us an average of all the colors of the original picture. We put it on top here, and then say soft light, and drag it onto the camera. Okay, that doesn't work 100%. 1 second, let's put this into a group, and then put it into the group. Still apply to the whole picture. Okay, that's not good. Let's make a selection here. Okay, good. And so now I make a mask onto my, this basically is like ambient light now. You can see now, if I turn this on, this is off, this is on, and it looks like the surrounding light is more on the camera than before. So this looks like it's actually more in the same space with the astronaut in the picture. I feel like we should play a little bit with the levels of our camera. Make it a little bit darker, or like more contrast. I really don't like how the blur is looking. It looks really strange. I don't know why. Okay, let's reduce the number of plates. Bloom, no bloom. Okay, maybe that's a bit better. Let's take this guy a little bit more to the side here. Rotate this a little bit more. That's more apparent. Let's put this in a group and rotate that a bit more. Oh, okay. This is rasterize this so it's not. Why is it still on the outside? 1 second. Okay, let's select all of here, like so. Select, invert selection, delete, no. Yeah. 1 second. Rasterize and trim. Okay, now it's just the picture. Okay, that's good. But am I stupid right now? No, it's just, it should be just on the camera. So now if I rotate all of this. Yeah, that's better. Let's put this over here. You know what? Let's go here. Look for thirds grid. There we go. Just any kind of grid will do. Copy, paste this in here, stretch it out over our picture. Whoops, like that. There you can see. So now we have this kind of grid in the picture. I make it multiply, and now I can use this as a little bit of a guidance. Can put this in a group and then put this down here and set my center point over there, rotate it a little bit so it's more like floaty. Is it better like this or maybe the other way around like this? I feel like this is better because then it points more towards the photograph, the actor. Okay. So let's hide our thirds again. And then again, we can use our overlay here like so. Let's put it in the right dimensions also. And we can see again with our soft light, if we get some nice alien planet looking atmosphere with our gradients. That one is pretty nice. It's actually also not too bad. I feel like I want to add a lens flare when we are done, like this kind of modern movie thing. This is kind of nice also. You want more like a lighter mood or like a darker mood? Like, is it more like a happy sci-fi or is it more like a utopian end of the world sci-fi? This is more like this cold blue kind of thing. This also. I feel like this is better, right? If it's more like this colder kind of thing. Okay, let's have a look here for lens flares. On, I think the better ones are on Pixabay. Lens flare, red, orange again. Which one is red, orange? Oh, down there. Okay, we can have a look at that. 1 second. Yeah, it's more like the Mars. Mission to Mars. Violet, orange is also nice. It's more like the hopeful idea kind of thing. Yeah, it could be also hopeful. Where's my lens flares? Did I write something wrong? Does it? Why does it not work? No. Let's go to the website. Pixabay. How long is the stream? Oh, 2 hours. Okay, so we have some time. Pixabay. Wow, okay, my brain just... there we go. Am I not writing this right? Sometimes I... Okay. lens flare is written differently. My mistake. That one is pretty cool. That one is kind of this kind of sci-fi thing. This one is also nice. That's a bit too much. Let's go. Let's see what we have here. That's maybe a bit too much. Let's try this one. 5,000. Holy crap. I couldn't come up with another word, sorry. Okay. I feel like yeah, maybe that's not really necessary. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, that's nice effects down there. Let's have a look at those. This is Shutterstock, but just like inspiration wise. Is this is a different one, right? Is it the same one? No, it's a different one. Okay. 1 second. Just try this and then flip horizontally. I kind of feel like it would look more sci-fi with the lens flare there, but maybe it's not the best idea, so this is giving me the mistake again. There we go. So we put some more color on it. We can also change the color a little bit. How do you feel about the lens flare? Something we need or something we don't? No. I feel like a lens flare makes it a bit more sci-fi, but maybe it's just like not the best idea to have them in there. Like the lens flare. Let's play around a little bit more with the gradient because I'm kind of not happy with this one. And then we can also duplicate that and make it like double the effect. Let's play around with that for a second, and then we can also like do another picture still. Like if it's violet and this lens flare is blue, this is maybe a good combination to have these together. Not sure. Also, we could have maybe a little bit of a vignette around this stuff. On everything, please. There we go. So it's more like a bit center focused with the lens flare. There we go. So it's a before and the after. It's just slight, but it focuses your view more a little bit on the center rather than everything. What about the radial gradient? I'm not sure if this, like, we can try, but I think here it's better if it's like, we have these radial gradients here too. Let's turn the other one off and see if this has an impact. Wait, let me see. Oh. Wait, I have to move this inside and then move this down here. Like so. And so now the others, yeah, this works now for all the gradients. That's good. Sometimes Affinity doesn't really adjust to what it's like, it puts it the same way that the linear gradient was, instead of putting the radial in the center as it should be. I mean, also nice, because then we also have kind of this vignette effect on top of that. Like, it gives an additional vignette effect because these go dark on the outside. So that could be nice. Is the other one? Yeah, the other ones are off now. This is not so good. Like maybe with this one, where it's a little bit warmer in the center and a little bit cooler on the outside. That's kind of nice. Let's see if we overlay it with the other one. We can use this, but you reduce it a little bit. Just like a slight warmness to the picture like that. That's pretty okay, right? Let's duplicate this. Let's see when we reverse it. And then make this a little bit bigger. Yeah. What do you think about that? If it's like so. It's now warmer in the middle, cooler on the outside. It fits with the lens flare. I think it's pretty okay, right? Looks pretty good. Even the sunlight, it's hitting his pack, and the sunlight on the camera is coming from the same direction. So that's all kind of good. I think we could save it like that, right? Let's be done with that, and let's go on to the next picture. There's a little bit here on the edge that I'm seeing right now. That's not so cool. Let's merge visible, so we have everything in one layer. And then I make a new pixel layer and use my InPaint brush down here to... Does it remove this or not? Yeah, almost. Yeah, okay. So that's maybe better. So we don't have this kind of strange edge down there. Okay. I think we're done here, right? That seems to be okay. Good. Let's export this and then make another one. Oh, I'm not exporting. I should save that, not just export that. Space camera. All right, cool. So let's go on to a picture, like I said in the beginning, with like a guy and a huge animal in the background. Maybe we can do something like that. Let's see. Because I haven't done one in a long time. So it'd be cool to do something like that. This is maybe a good start. But what kind of animal? What kind of a wild animal? We have already done a bear and a wolf, I think. Have we done a wolf? Not sure. Can't remember. Oh, I forgot I wanted to look at these other kind of shapes. Too late. Okay. What's the stream time? Yeah, we still have time. That's good. Oh, we could also look at the alley. Like, it would be fun if we had a picture like this and then a large wolf in the alley or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe this guy here. Let's give this a quick try, just to see if it works, if it fits or not. So we have maybe this alley here. We can find another alley afterwards. Let's see, just to give it a try. Downloads. This always goes to text. And maybe we can also add a guy, but let's try the wolf first, if this makes sense or not. Let's make a very quick selection of that guy, just for a test. Woohoo. Okay, never mind. I'm holding the shift key and clicking, and this is creating these straight lines. So this is how I'm doing that. Can click here in subtract to reduce some of that. Also reduce the part here in the middle. Okay. So let's make a mask. There we go. And this is one thing that annoys, and it really annoys me about the mask. Like, I created a mask for the wolf, and then it creates the mask just for like the picture, but not the rest of the, you know, outside. Just for the canvas, but not for the rest. I don't know why that happens. It would be really great if the mask would be infinite on the outside, you know? So it's just a mask of what I selected, but for some reason it doesn't do that. This actually looks pretty cool. So we could work with that. We need a little bit of shadow under the wolf, and then we maybe turn it into a night scene. So that could be pretty interesting. I feel like the alley should be something that's a bit more impressive, a bit larger, maybe something like this or so, where you have like it feels like gigantic or something, you know. Let's just copy this over and put it in the background. See how that looks. So that's like a bit more impressive maybe. If we have a wolf of that size. Oh, there's even a guy in the background. That's cool. I think we can go with that. Yeah, so let's delete this again and download that alley. And then put this in here, place. And I have to place the wolf again, because we now need to make a better selection of the wolf. We can delete the other wolf and we can delete the other alley. And then let's see. No, let's go back. Keep the original, the other wolf, delete this. So just so I have a hint on how to place that here, bit from the perspective also. I like the idea of the guy appearing behind him between the legs, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, we can go like that. So I take now the other wolf, put it on top, reduce the opacity, and so I can basically match the position of the other wolf, like so. Now I can basically either hide or delete the other wolf, doesn't matter. Okay, so now I would need to make a better selection of that guy here. We could try with the selection brush. Not my favorite tool, but let's see if that does a good job or not. Let's make a selection. Like if there is any tool in Affinity Photo I want them to improve, it's the selection brush. Especially the kind of how it goes pixelated if you go and click on refine. You know, like you think, oh, this looks like a great selection, and then you click on refine and suddenly it turns it into something super pixelated for some reason. If there is like anything they should improve, it's that tool. Because it's a nice tool, it really allows you to work much quicker, but it doesn't really work that well at the moment. At least not without a ton of extra work. And then is it like the purpose still given if you need all that extra work? Because this is supposed to be a tool that makes selections really quick. Yeah, wrong way around. I'm not sure where the leg is ending here actually, but I think it's like we captured it. Okay, let's click on refine. And you can set it here to black and white, and this gives you a much better view of what you're actually getting, because here it looks like it's okay, but then you go to black and white, and then you have to look at the edges and see, is it actually good or is it not good? And there now you can work with smaller brushes to go and get these smaller details, you know. So that's basically how you refine that. But then again, if you do that, it's kind of so much extra work. If you go into any small details, that is kind of taking away a bit of the purpose, you know. You can see it works great, but I should be able to have some kind of tool to do this for all of the shape instead of doing it by hand. And I know you have this kind of smooth and border width and stuff, but that's not often not as functional, I feel like. Lolo, shh. Okay, we can also like use just a paintbrush, because I will create a mask afterwards of the selection, not just cut it, just so we can like edit it if we want to afterwards. Yeah, I think in this case it's working pretty good. Have here this kind of grass stuff. What was that? Okay. It's pretty okay right now. This is probably Lolo 9. Probably still part of the foreground here. It's actually doing a decent job right now. So now comes the hard part, and that's the bushy tail. Although, well, look, doesn't look too bad. Let's look at the overlay. I mean, there's some more hair here, but do we actually need that hair? Probably not. Oh, Lolo. I mean, these details would be nice to have. Let's see if we can get this to happen. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, anyways, let's click on apply. There's a lot of part of the snout missing right now. Let's add that real quick. And you can see, like here in this case, I can just like, I could do the selection on my own with the hand. Of course, a lot of work, but you at least get like a really like where it should be. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm done in a second. Sorry. It's probably not the most fun to watch. Making me selections here. But yeah. Okay. So maybe feather this a little bit. 3 pixels, shrink it a little bit. Apply. Let's see when we create a mask from that. It's okay. I would say that's okay. Good. All right, so the messy part here is to create a shadow. Although, I mean, if you look at the original picture of the fox, hello, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Doesn't really have a shadow, right? It's like, even though the sun is coming from the top, there isn't much of a shadow. There's a little bit of a shadow here, but the rest is like probably fuzzy, which the main reason, of course, is it's a really fuzzy day, so you don't have sharp shadows in that kind of situation. And here, what do we have? Well, it's maybe also a little bit of a fuzzy day. Here is the thing. If you don't know what to do, you just do something that makes the thing go away, which you don't know what to do. In this case, we can just put some fog there, and then we don't have to care about any kind of shadow, because if there is fog, there is no shadow. So that's the kind of solution of just making the problem go away. So let's see. We can go, wait a second, we need a new, we can go like this and put some fog down here. And a little bit more maybe. Where's the other brush? There's one like this where the fog comes in from the side. So I will, no, wait a second. I will put this on an extra layer like so, and then I will make another one and click again. And the second one I will switch to the other side, flip horizontally, so I can put it on this side and then move it around a little bit so it doesn't look exactly the same, make it a little bit bigger. And the other one you can see here, we have this white line again. We simply go in with our eraser tool, hardness 0, and then just erase, 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 erase. And we have some soft edge now. That's pretty good. Okay, and as you can see, oh, you can see down here, there's a little bit of an edge, so erase that. And then we have a little bit of an edge over here that comes from the other one over there. Erase, 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 erase. And there we go. Problem solved. So now we can play around again with gradients. We can think if maybe we make the eyes glow. I still would think that it would be cool if there would be a person standing here. We could try that. Smudge tool for fur. That's also a good idea. The ghost wolf. Yeah, something like that. I thought like if you have like this night to day situation, we change this a little bit up. Let's see what we do here. Let's put a dark blue on that, on everything. Oh. Oh, we could actually, like, because this looked really cool if we do like more of this kind of comic booky effect. Oh. It's also nice. Looks like a duotone effect. So basically could go like more of a night situation. Then maybe the upper part should be a little bit yellow of our wolf. And maybe not too dark. Let's play around with the color a little bit here. Maybe also see what it does when we use a gradient. 1 second. Linear gradients again. No. I don't think we have these kind of night color gradients because this pack wasn't meant to be night colors. So that's probably not what we're getting here. Let's go back to colors. 1 second. Let's, is this, oh, it starts with that gradient. Okay, that's good. And then let's rotate that. Is that exact same color? No, it's that's a bit darker. Okay. Okay. So what I was thinking, we could maybe try. Actually, not sure how to do that right now. That looks pretty okay. What I want to have is a little bit more of a bright, like a yellow shine up here. Let's see. Let's just paint a little. Whoa, I need my other brush. Because I'm really bad at painting light, so I can just like tell you outright, not one of my specialties. I really want to learn that, but I'm not good at that. So, but let's still give it a little bit of a try and see if we can do it. If not, not a problem. So I thought up here would be good if like light comes a little bit from up there. So if we just apply that to the lighter parts. Does that work? Lolo, bitte. It's actually not too bad, I would say. It's very slight at the moment. One second, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's go hard light. Okay, let's go like this. Delete this again. And so now let's try to paint a little bit of light on here. And I have no idea if I can do that or not. Should we? Let's reduce the flow, the opacity, and where do I want the light to come from? I thought like from up here a little bit, like so. So let's go with a smaller brush. And then paint it on here a little bit. Let's reduce the opacity a bit more. I will delete the parts that I don't need afterwards. So this is why this looks a bit strange right now. If it does look like anything when we're finished, I don't know. Let's make this smaller here. And then I can delete the parts I don't need. Reduce the opacity. So we can blur this a little bit back here. Or not blurred, but like, you know, like a softer, like, actually doesn't look too bad, I would say. And now I'm kind of not sure where else. Wait a second. Lolo, bitte, ich habe jetzt echt keine Zeit für dich, Schatzi. Okay, so I would say we put some more on here, maybe these kind of brighter parts here. Maybe I should take another brush, more like a, which doesn't have this kind of straight outside texture. Let's maybe this one. No, this one maybe. Make this smaller. How is that? Yeah, my problem really is I don't know where to put the light in this situation. I have no experience with that. I really need to learn that better, but I mean, it's mostly not the part of the thing that I'm doing, so. It's not too bad. I mean, the light is maybe coming a little bit from a strange direction, but let's keep going. Yeah, okay, that's not super helpful. Looks like face paint. Yeah, okay. The face part didn't work that great, to be honest. But this kind of highlights the kind of the structure of his surface nicely. So that's kind of nice, I would say. Not too bad. So what else can we do? Because this is kind of nice, but it should be something more, right? Should we make glowy eyes? We could try. Give it a quick try. Let's make a new layer here. It doesn't need a new layer, but so just to see if this is kind of interesting, I made 2 quick curves. We can refine it later on. Put them both in a group and give outer glow. Maybe like a pink glow or something, I don't know. Like so. We can blur this to make this shape a bit softer. So let's see. How do you feel about that? Glowy eye wolf in the dark. The light would be reflecting from the window, so it works. Oh, maybe. Or maybe there's a window over here where light is coming from, so that could be interesting. We could bring this light part a little bit more down here, maybe. But I think like maybe not touch this too much. We could do a little bit of dodge and burn here to highlight a little bit these structures. I feel like that the glowy eyes are pretty okay, right? So let's make a better version of them. Let's delete this real quick. And then do that again. In a nicer, rounder way. Let's go like this. And then basically, that's too much. No. No. Why is this not working? Strange. Let's fill this white. Then let's take the other sides. Where's my tool? There we go. Move this over here. You see, if you hold Alt, you can move these individually, these anchor points or handles, and then you can have on both sides of this point here different kind of, how can I say, entry point, or like, I don't know how to explain it right now. All right, glow, pink, blur it a little bit. There we go. Maybe duplicate this so we have stronger effect. We could give the second glow a different color. Okay, so it has slight color that's similar to the first one. These eyes, they look a little bit strange, right? Okay, maybe 1 second. No. Sorry, 1 second. That doesn't look right. I don't know why. Let's turn this off. I have exactly this shape of the eye, but it's at the same time it doesn't look right. Ah, here I have more than the eye. So should I make this a little bit longer, maybe like so? Let's see. Bring this back. Is that better? This eye doesn't look right. I don't know why. I mean, this is bent. Is that better? Or maybe I should have this follow that form down here. So it goes like more like this. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, cool. So probably it's that. Let's turn this off again. And then let's follow this shape here. Let's put this in here. This goes down like so, and probably like that. Now it's a bit too big, but we're getting close. That's good. Let's leave both visible. Is that better? I feel like that's better. Let's delete this one. Duplicate. Turn on the back again. It's still a bit strange. Something is a bit strange. I'm not sure what. Bring it more towards the nose line. You mean more towards the right or lower? A little bit lower maybe, right? I feel like now it's a bit too much outside. Not happy. I think I will leave it like that and then maybe fix it later so we don't waste too much time on that. Maybe we don't need both of them. The second one is a bit much, maybe reduce it by half. So the glow doesn't go like, is too distracting from the rest of the wolf. Okay, so I said I want to do a little bit of dodge and burn maybe. So let's set this to soft light here. Then use the brush, normal brush this time. Or maybe I keep the texture brush for the moment. And then we go in here. And so now I can just paint on here. Let's see if this works. Make these parts a little bit darker. Nothing happens for some reason. Maybe it's too slight. Let's go a bit stronger. Does this do anything? Oh yeah, it does. Pretty slight, but that's good. Okay, give me back my color. There we go. And then we make this area here a little bit brighter. It's also a bit brighter over here. This area here a bit darker on the lower side. Snout a bit darker. This a bit darker here. This area can go a little bit brighter. Also this part here. And here we go, a little bit darker in the middle. And there we go. So now if you can see, it's a slight change, but it's a bit more bringing out the structure of the wolf. Whew, all right, what else can we do here? Let's look at really quick. Oh, how much time do we have? Oh, wow, I spent a lot of time on that. I'm sorry. Let's quickly look at a guy. Maybe we could put let's see. Mysterious. What do we get with mysterious? Do we have a mysterious guy? There's a floating book. That's cool. There's a guy here. That guy. No, that's not what we need. Maybe some kind of wizard. Let's see. Or such. No. That guy. We could actually, let's just for fun, blend this guy over in kind of a double exposure style. Just to see how that would look if we have this guy here on the right side and then we blend that. No, it's kind of fun, but yeah, not really. I mean, this would be better if like, let's merge visible here, and if we have this kind of, oh, that was a bit too much. Like this is on the left side and then the guy's on the right side. That would probably be fun, like so. But no, maybe not, right? He has the looks, I think, for this kind of thing, but let's see. I just wanted to have a guy standing there or something. They have some strange pictures on Unsplash. That's always the thing with finding the right pictures. How do you write cape? There's cape. Oh, we have a Red Riding Hood. Maybe that's a good thing. Ghost guy, for some reason. Let's try her really quick. If she's down there, behind the fog and stuff, and we select her, let's make a quick selection here. So this is just to see if it's would look interesting or not. So let's take this, put it below everything. Maybe not too much below everything, like so. And she would need some glow too, probably be lighter than the rest, so she stands out with her red cape and stuff. Let's duplicate her. Is that something useful or not? Where's my mask? How do you feel about that? Apart from the selection being not that great, but I mean, for the moment, we need to make a better selection here. It's doing a thing again. Do you feel like that's good or not? Anybody still watching? It's pretty late already, right? I feel like it's not too bad if we do like maybe an interesting effect on her light, how the light looks on her. Is this doing a great job or not? 1 second. Just trying to improve the selection here a little bit. Yeah, this is not so important down there. One more moment, almost done. Just make this a little bit cleaner up here. Okay, apply. And then select, and we shrink it a little bit. And then select, and we feather it a little bit. 2, okay. Put a mask on. Yeah, she has a little bit of a glow. So let's undo this. Select, shrink it a little bit more. Maybe by 2. That's a bit too much, maybe. Select and shrink by 1 pixel. Okay, apply, mask. That's good enough. It's good enough for what we need to do with it. So let's put her down here. And then put her down like that. And then maybe I duplicate her and put her over our blue night effect, and then I can reduce her a little bit, and so it looks like she's more shining than she actually would be. And then we could also duplicate her again and make this even more visible. And now I can paint onto the mask to remove the parts I don't want. Wait, let's... Whoops, that was the wrong one. One second, give me my normal brush, soft, like that. Okay. Why isn't this removing it 100%? Because I'm painting with gray. Okay, black. Make this a bit smaller. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we don't need that one. That one is nice. And then soft light. Doesn't this do anything? No, that's not what we want to do here. I will use curves. Just on her. And then I can make the backside darker, like so. And then duplicate this. And then I can invert that layer. And now I can paint this in white on the areas I wanted. So now the back side of her is a bit darker than the front. And we probably want to have our grid again. Do I still have the grid? Google. Copy, paste it in here. It's not visible. Stretch it to my picture. Zip. Multiply. Okay. So in that case, oh my God, we have so many layers. And now the big question is, like, it would be good to move the wolf a little bit, but we would have to find all the layers that in, like, you know what? I will do this a little bit. No, I can't do this differently. 1 second, if I move this. Okay. No, this is the part of her. What is this? Oh, the second, I think we missed one of the layers with the eyes. Ah, God. Sorry, 1 second. So this group is included and this group is in. Okay. No, that's her. This is actually not part of the picture. Okay, so now let's set the center point here. So now the wolf is a little bit off center, I think. Is he? Yeah, the guy in the background is a little bit off center. She looks a bit strange, but let's make a mask of her. And then we duplicate this layer with the fog and put the mask on that. So we have a bit more fog on her. And then one last thing. Wait, where did I paint the glow of the wolf? That's up here, so I will make another layer up here. And then, how do I actually do that? Hard light, okay. Hard lights. Brush. Select this kind of dry brush again. Texture, I think it was a texture brush, right? Maybe this one here. I feel like I'm getting better in painting bright light. Ah, Lolo. Das ist jetzt nicht so die gute Idee, dass du da stehst, Schatzi. Okay, and then remove it again. All right. Whew, I think we're done. I mean, not 100% perfect. Also, this thing down here is a bit strange, but I mean, mostly it's kind of nice. I have to get better at painting light and stuff, but it's kind of, I feel like it's okay. Let's save this real quick. 1 second. 03. Whoa. How do you write wolf? Wolf like this, right? Okay. That was a long edit right now. Good. I'm not sure how I can put this as a background, by the way. If I export this. Wait a second. Anyways, doesn't have to be. Yeah, I hope this was interesting for you. Well, I also tried some new things, try to improve my stuff. I really have to get better at the light painting thing, but I think I even improved a little bit right now, even if it can be a lot better. But yeah, we had some pretty cool things. And my cat Lolo wants to be entertained. Let's switch over here. There we go. Lolo. Schau mal in die Kamera, Lolo. Schau. Da. Huh? Okay. So that was really fun. We actually did 3 pictures tonight. Like I said, the thing, I prolonged this deal. Now it's 50% instead of 75%, but it's still pretty good, I would say. So have a look here if you want to. Let me post this in the chat real quick. This is like the 12 packs. Let me show you actually. By the way, let me show you this also, because some people have been confused about how this works. So if you click on the link, you get to this page here. So there is the free Light Leaks Pro pack that I've created. I also have a video for the Light Leaks, which is a very nice effect pack. You can use that completely for free. And then you need to click either on this here for the 12 Pro packs, or like these are all of the Pro packs I have created in the last year. So you can see here the long list of what all of that is: Light Leaks, Laser Delight, Glorious Lights, Mythical Gradients, my brush collection, slideshow designs, 80 LUTs, portrait styles, landscape styles, mock-ups, autumn styles, winter wonderland pack, all that kind of stuff is in here. And I have done a Black Friday sale last year, which includes most of the packs, but not the last 4 ones. And these are the 4 Pro packs. So it's you can see down here describes it. These are all the Pro packs, like the biggest versions of those. And so you select one of these, but then you have to enter down here the price again by hand, which is a bit stupid, but I can't remove that from the page. And then you click on I want this. So don't just enter the price. You have to select one of these choices first and then enter the price by hand, and then click on I want this, and either enter your payment data, or if it's the free version, which doesn't cost anything, you enter 0 down here, and then you just enter your email address to get the download. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, I hope you had a lot of fun today, and it was interesting. Also, thanks for everyone who took part on the exercise of this week. I will do a new exercise on Monday, where I also will do a little live stream probably for my Facebook group. So join the Facebook group if you want to. And I'm not sure what the exercise will be now. So yeah, but we will see. Yeah, it's always fun. And I will try next week also to make some better pictures for the exercise. This time I just didn't have enough time to finish that. Yeah, but I hope it was a good time for everyone. It was. I had a lot of fun creating these pictures, at least, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, good. Thank you very much. I wish you a good night. Stay safe, and also try to stay at home, even if it's the beginning of spring and summer and the sun is luring you outside. But there is probably a second wave coming because of all the people running outside right now. So be more cautious now than you have been in the last weeks for your safety. Okay, have a good time. Bye. See you soon.